Whoops, I came right in without the countdown. Look at that. Jumped right in. That's all right. We'll go right in there. Fred, how you doing, buddy? Fred, you good? That's Fred over there. Fred says yes.
Hey, Fred.
He's doing well. Roy's on the phone. Roy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine, my friend. How are you?
Pretty good. I was just telling the kids, I was telling you, Rory, actually, that, every once in a while Rory says something to me and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think so, Rory. And then for days after Rory makes the suggestion, I keep thinking about it. I keep thinking about it. Yeah. And I was thinking about it. So let's jump over here.
So what you been thinking about, Mark?
Well, I'll give you a clue. Let's go over here and look at my assets here. These are my assets.
Oh, no.
You know already, don't you? These are.
I just know the level of work this might have cost you as well, or about to cost you.
Yeah. So here we go. I've got. Well, here's the thing. I was looking over. I think over the weekend I was looking over the. I'm just looking at OBS. It's giving me a red indicator indicating bad, but the KBS looks really good. So maybe there was just a little stutter there. I'm not sure. Over the weekend I was looking at the weapon animation, and one of the things that was really, really bugging me about the weapon animation in the game was when the magic comes up, and you can see it like in if I bring up Ladies Tenderizer. If you look so for the hammer itself, it looks fine, but when it swings to the left, there's a jump. Boom, right there, and look at the handle. You can see it for sure. See that handle jump right there? Yeah. It's not good. And being, kind of the perfectionist that I am, I wanted to know why. And so I went and investigated.
10 plus 9 hit with 10 bludgeoning damage.
The problem is that the animation to do this is it's actually lifts up and then it goes to the end, comes back, and then does an attack, and then we're done. But to make that work, the problem is the transition between lifting up when we get right to here, and then the other swing back. If it's not an animated bit of magic, everything is fine, right? If it's not animated magic, it'll still be okay and look cool. But the magic is its own evolution. And so because it has its own evolution, you got to nail that evolution, get it in the right spot right there. And I don't know how to do that. I don't think I can do it. I looked into how to do that. And so what I did instead is I said, okay, instead of transitioning here, I'm going to go up, right? So we lift up, we're going to go a little bit to the middle, and then I'll do my dissolve transition there. So now what happens is I go up to the middle, and before this would be broken into, the animation would be broken into essentially 3 pieces. An intro where the weapon is raised, a looped portion where we could loop indefinitely, and a finale portion. Okay. The loop portion is still the same size, but because I'm not starting over on the left side anymore, right? I'm starting in the middle. I have to now give a loop that goes to the middle. That means when I'm done with that loop, the ending finale doesn't start over here anymore. It starts here, which means I go all the way to the edge and then back over here, and then I slice. Okay?
Right.
There's a couple other ways to tighten that up, but the problem is I went from 90 frames of animation to 180 frames of animation to make this whole thing work. Uh-huh. Okay, there's my last one for the boomerang.
So you have a greater level of resolution on the animation through time. And
a large amount of wasted white space that's loaded up.
Yeah.
See it, Rory? So,
I do.
So all I've been doing is, while I initially rejected your idea last time, since then all I've been doing is thinking about it. And I realized I better implement that or I'm going to not stop thinking about it.
Well, here's the thing. On the animation on screen, that's the boomerang there. My guess is that the algorithm suggested won't save a huge amount, necessarily. Where we save sort of space and memory and what have you is on any animation that traverses the sort of available space. So if it stays in the upper left corner, for example, then your existing optimization actually does quite well. Okay, but if that small thing were to move across to the right hand side and down to the bottom, it would cover a large area, and your current optimization would keep a rectangle that covers, should we say, every frame. Now
that's currently what's happening. With that said,
your bigger weapons that do this big chop, they do move from sort of a large rectangle down to a smaller one as they're barely on screen for the last part of the chop.
Yeah, hold on, I gotta get my umbrella. Where's my umbrella? Ah! Too late!
Hey, Puddin'.
Welcome, Pudding. Here's something that hasn't been seen in a while. Welcome, Pudding. Oh, by the way, Rory, no show tomorrow, no show the next day. I'm flying to the States to get my COVID vaccine.
You can get yours. Cool.
Go get my vaccine. So, yeah.
I've had texts come through telling me to go and get mine too, me and the wife. Sadly, when we follow the links, there's no available appointments.
It's Jetsam!
Hey, Jetsam!
Welcome! Stop it! Just get out of here! Go! Getting mine in this afternoon. Getting your vaccine this afternoon. Cool. Nice, Jetsam. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's all vaccinate, everybody.
This is a good plan.
So here's the deal. This boomerang is already optimized using the current tooling we built, and it's at 914 by 845. But most of these are like much smaller, right? They're just much smaller. So I want to do a couple things. Excuse me. I want to do a couple things. I want to go into our tooling, and I want to create a tooling that just crops the heck out of these things. Takes them down. This thing's going to be so tiny when, this frame is going to be so tiny right when it's done compared to what its current size is. It's 12K now. It'll be even tinier.
What we're looking at on the screen, has that undergone, is that what's used?
Yes, this is what's currently used right now.
Oh, okay.
So, like, for example, let's see, for me...
That must suggest that
this is
there's
it right
a
here.
frame somewhere in there that,
Yeah. Look at that. We got something is off. Oh. Why is that?
Did you introduce more frames for one and then not for the effects?
No, I did not. What's blowing my mind is, so if we do the same thing, okay, this is blowing my mind. I restarted my machine this morning. I thought I was looking at a cache issue. I saw this yesterday. Take a look at this. And I was like, oh, it's just a cache thing. So if I come in and open up the Dragonfront overlay, refresh it like that, and let's switch the club and then switch back over to that again. Okay, and then let's move this so that we can see it. You notice over here, everything's correct.
Yeah.
Right? They're synced up. What's happening is this is using the old boomerang animation.
Oh, right.
But I don't understand how it's using it because I restarted my machine. The cache should be completely gone.
That presumes a memory cache rather than some other kind.
Well, kind of, but it also presumes a state that if I restart it, it says, okay, I'm not going to...
You'd hope, wouldn't you? Yeah.
All right, I just did a refresh cache of current page on inside of OBS on that. Let's try one more time to switch to the club and then back to the... Back over to the... Yeah.
Still...
I don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't even get that. That's the old animation. You can tell it is because everything is moved in terms of the repeat. You're seeing a little bit of the throw at the end, which means it's pushed to the end. It's using the new data in terms of where it starts itself.
Sure.
So just to be very clear on that, let's go open up. Can I find it quickly over here? I got VS Code up too because I've got what's my Dragon game? It's over here in Dragon game. What do I have? Do I have a Yeah, I can't use that key. What is the keystroke? I want to say it's Control-Shift-N. That doesn't look like it's it. Let me try Control-Alt-N. No. All right, fine. I'm going to just search for it, then load new weapon. Okay, here we go. This is all I wanted to show
Someone took away all your superpowers, didn't they?
No, almost all of them. I've got templates running in here now, which is good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but I haven't been. This is the first time I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll work in this today a little bit. Some of them are gone. Yeah. Basically, the differences are. This is the old, where we had 13 frames of introductory animation, and then we had between we had another 57 frames of loop after it. And now we have 32 frames of introductory animation, followed by 60 frames of loop.
Okay.
What's happening is we've shifted ahead 15 frames into the end. We're using the old animation is the problem. We're using those old boomerang files. I don't understand why. I don't understand how that is even possible after a restart for OBS to do that.
Yeah.
It's okay, because I'm going to pick a new folder. Can I tab next reference here? Oh, I thought we had that too. Didn't we have that? Do I not have RushNav loaded? Does RushNav not have tab to next reference? Not happy for me. All right, we'll go back. We'll visit that another day. I'm going to stay over here in Visual Studio for now. Okay. Let's see. Dragon Front Game is here. Let's go look for Boomerang. There's load Boomerang right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a different folder. And so when it finally gets into load new weapon right here and ultimately calls add weapon, we're going to nice weapons for the win. Yeah, next reference. Then it'll grab the different animation is what it will do. And it'll, whatever it's caching will be gone because it'll have a different name. Okay. That's step one. Well, maybe that's step two. Let's look at step one for now. We're going to go up the monster asset builder. Let's roll the dice so we get rid of the dragon and all of this animation in front of me. Really bizarre, though. I'm like, I would not have predicted that was going to be something we would see. And again, look at this. It's working perfectly over here, right? That's all beautiful, and the way it should be working should be the same here. Somehow we've got a cache of old images that doesn't disappear when I click on the refresh cache of current page. And just to be clear, anybody who's familiar with OBS, I was clicking this button right down here. So something's wrong over in OBS land, but we'll bypass it. All right, next we've got the creature cropper. I haven't looked at this yet, but the essence of what this thing does, it was originally used because we were creating the kind of two-dimensional map, Dungeons and Dragons map. You may recall that work we did. Having a girlfriend can be time-consuming. Wait, what happened? Oh, I've missed so many shows lately. Oh, Pudding's got a girlfriend! Yay! That sounds awesome. Okay. All right, so this thing right here will open up an existing set of sprites, and it'll then crop them is what it will do. So for example, we could come in here and we could say, let's grab the boomerang like this, and then let's start cropping it. If I do this, nothing is actually going to happen to this boomerang right here because it's already, hitting the left side, the top side, the right, and the bottom of this. We've already run it on this. So this has already done it. The other thing this does is it creates a text file for us. So let's open a new window and let's see if we can find that text file. Where are you, text file? Are they all at the end? Am I sorting by type? There they are. So there's the text file, boomerang.txt. It just got two simple values in it. Left is equal to 46, top is equal to 555. So my design for this, Rory, is going to be pretty simple as well. And I think so we're going to call this like the highly optimized sprites No, stop! Please don't do this anymore. Okay, we're gonna call this Super Crop 2.0. That's what we're gonna call this thing. And anyway, the design is kind of simple. There's gonna be tooling. It's going to crop everything. Store the additional maybe not additional, we'll just call it the X, Y offset for each frame. And I think that's all it's going to do. Future, maybe not, but as long as we're in this path, identify identical or essentially identical, very, very close, essentially identical frames.
Yep.
And alias those. So if frame 4 is similar to frame 49, when I get to 49, I'll just say go back and show 4 instead. Don't load anything.
Yes. So we have less physical assets, even though we're using them multiple times in the sequence.
Yes.
Thus less memory, thus faster and better.
Right. So this is what the tooling is going to do. That's in C#. And then the over here in our Typescript, we're going to, maybe the game engine is what I should write down here. The game engine in Typescript, we're going to offset each piece. Now, I did do a little bit of review before of the code this morning before we started the show, and that leads me to these limitations. We are not going to optimize anything that is cropped.
Okay.
Leads me to concerns. I'm like jumping all over the place here. I'll go back to limitations in a second, but concerns.
That's good. Follow the thought process. It's good.
We may have trouble with sprites that are scaled and rotated. Maybe I'll just say and or rotated. Need to check.
Okay.
So check to see just how strong our engine is, right? If we don't, then we got a good engine, we've done good work. How strong our engine is. Okay, back to limitations. Anything that's cropped, but we're not cropping a lot of stuff. We're mostly cropping in the character stat scroll. The scroll that comes up and shows up over there in the upper left. So like, for example, that thing. We crop as it opens up. So we don't see everything right there. In the scroll, a few other places we're cropping as well. We crop in the game that we've written with the drones. When we bring up the walls, we crop and
yep.
I'll just say and the walls of the drone game. So it's really not. I'm not too worried about that. So I basically said, look, we're not going to worry about anything that's cropped because I think there's some extra effort there that's going to be required and thought process. So we're going to accept these limitations to start off with. So basically, an offset each piece. We're going to do that. We're going to need to. Here, let's do this. We're going to load up an offset file. We're going to offset each piece on the draw. Okay, so we'll put this in an array, I think, of paired offsets. That's kind of what it's going to look like. And so that means our tooling, we're going to need to, create the offset file. I think the offset file is going to look really, really simple. This is how I imagined it. It's going to just simply be, 1 comma 2, whatever, 1 comma 4, whatever, something like this, 0 comma, 36. It's just going to look like that. So this is going to be frame 0, frame 1, frame 2, etc. That's all it's going to be. Okay?
Yep, that works.
I think I'll give it an extension of a star.offset. Why not? I can control it. And that's it. So let's look at tooling first, I think. We're going to jump over here into our monster asset builder. I should have probably reviewed this to be a more courteous host, but I did not.
The discovery process is also a useful thing to show, though.
Sure, why not? You're right. That's exactly why I did that. I did that to take better care of you, the viewer, so that we could discover this together. So at the very least, I know that I want to come out over here, and I think I want to create a new command called supercrop. Is what I want to do. Can I copy that and paste it? Wow. All right, fine. Where's my?
I think you're running.
Oh, I think you're right. Is that why I can't do it?
That may be why it wasn't allowing it.
What happened to my menu?
I'd said that. Where's your menu gone? Oops.
What's happening here? Is this like a WinForms app? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I did not realize I created this as a WinForms app. Toolbox initializing. Really? There we go. Where's my? I don't understand. Where's my menu? Let's go bring up F4.
I'm trying desperately to remember how these things work.
No, me too. I'm like, wait. I'm thinking about all these different IDEs that I've been in, and I'm like, wait, no, that's not this IDE.
Back to the Delphi one instead.
Yeah, I know. I was doing the same thing.
Component tray at the bottom.
Yeah,
drop those things.
That's exactly.
So
what
you
I was
dropped
doing.
it on, and it caused a rendering even at design time, which was useful. And then you could interact with that.
No context menu strip there. Main menu strip. Nothing there.
Can you drop down the objects from the top of the properties screen? Will it then let you see that there's a menu object somewhere?
Drop down
so even
the
if it's
objects.
If it's not visible. So at the top of the properties, there's a drop down. Something in here maybe indicates, menu XYZ or...
No, it's as if it's
really
gone.
Doesn't. Did we delete it by accident?
I've hit undo.
Close this and
I hit
not
undo.
save. And...
Yeah, I'm like, don't save. Let's try it. Whoa, wait.
There's one.
What happened here?
That's a different screen. That's not the same screen we were
You're
just on.
You're right. Look at this. There were two different. That's why I was messing with my brain and yours. Okay, let's.
Oh, hang on. What? Last time we couldn't do this. We assumed it's because we were running.
New item create transaction is still active. Commit or cancel the nested transaction first.
So Studio's got itself confused, and
it's not my fault, kids.
Yeah, let's blame the tools like proper craftsmen do.
Okay, now I just hit close on it. Come on, man. Visual Studio says it's not responding. Oh, come on. All right, I'm starting a new instance of the solution. Monster Asset Builder. Here it comes again. Huh. All right. Which one's the one that's not responding? It's this one. I guess I'm going to close it there. Yeah, let's close the program. Now you better report it to Microsoft. And also make sure you say that wasn't Mark's fault when you do that. Oh, this one now. Okay, wait. Okay, there we go.
We're loaded. Now we need
it wasn't loaded till I killed the other one. It was if there was something really, really interesting. Okay, so back over here. That's where I want to be. Right click, copy, right click, paste. Sweet.
Ta-da!
And
there's where we should have been 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
excellent.
I know. We're going to call this one Supercrop up here. F4 for my properties on this. Scrolling is taking a while to catch up here. Here we go. Super crop. Super crop. Like that. And how do I change your name? Why don't I see a name property here? Is it up at the top? Oh, there it is right there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call this MNU, maybe ITM, super crop, like that. All right, and double click it. Are you going to take us to this? Okay, fine. Let's try rename on this. And we're going to get it to be super crop click. Okay. That means I've got Dropbox on and loaded. Let's close down Dropbox for a second. Suspend that till tomorrow. Okay, so there's my super crop. What's my crop doing? Let's go look at see what's going on there. Okay, cool. So now we're going to come down in here. We'll do essentially the same thing, but we're going to say super cropping. Equals true. I don't know if you do this or not in the UK, but in the States we like omit the last G to indicate that it's cooler. That's kind of more casual, more relaxed. Super cropping, man. We're super cropping.
Sure.
No?
Sounds fun.
You don't do that? No? Do you just, you know?
Not regularly. I've heard
not
of it,
regularly.
yes.
All right. So we're going to set a big, type in VB here because we like Visual Basic Programmers, and we're going to put super cropping in there. Coder spell checkers like what? I don't understand that. Dare I do that? All right, fine. I just did it. I added super cropping to the dictionary. Okay, so we got super cropping in there. And now we got to figure out what to do and when to do it. Now, this is a little bit tricky because the current crop file, and I think I'm going to do what I want to do, Rory, is I want to look and see if I can find a really clever way to do this in like a line of code or less. Because it just occurred to me, oh geez, we could be here for like the whole show. And I'd really like to get this part done quickly, so we're not.
Okay.
Crop files, let's look at this here. We call crop images, and this gets us these base margins here, is what it does. Crop images, does that have a scan? Yeah, here we go. Find crop edges, then apply crop. And that's maybe not necessarily what we want to do. Let's go look at find crop edges. Can we drill into it? Sweet. It takes a list of file. We've also got one that takes just a single file. That was the main reason why I drilled in. I wanted to see if we had another one in here. And we do. So I've got one that just takes a single file, because what I'm thinking about doing is, instead of doing kind of this approach right here, where we go in and then we call crop images, and then so basically, to be clear what's happening here, we're basically loading up a file, asking the user to pick a file. We're stripping off any end numbers at the end of that, right? Yeah, there you go. Trim end those numbers right there. So we've got a root name. So in case we've already generated, we can create a brand new one. And then we get all those files that match the pattern. And then we what's happening here? Write all text, margin file name. Left equals this. Left is equal to left. Top is equal to top. Now, I don't understand how we can do this here. Where do we get base margins? Oh, we're already calling crop images. That's what it returns. Got it. Okay. So we're good. And then we just, hide all of that. I'm almost thinking, all right, let's kind of change this thing out here a little bit. Let's extract this. We're going to say, call this, we're getting directory name, root name, and files. Interesting. Okay. Get files to crop. That's what we'll call that. I'm going to copy that, drop a marker, come down in here, And I'm going to do this. I may not need this super cropping variable anymore. I may not. Files to crop. Where am I getting file to crop from? Open animation preview file. File to crop. Got it. Okay. I think it's just that. Okay. So get files to crop, file to crop, like that. I think there may be an issue when we run this where, can we run it now? All right, here we go. No, I was thinking it was going to be disabled because clicking crop on nothing should get us some kind of error. Yep, there you go. There's the error. All right, I've never done that before, so I'm not sure I'll fix that or not because it's kind of a tool. Okay, so get files to crop, we get that. Next. There's no more of this. There's no more base margins, I think. There's not.
You've got some on the right in the if. And in the, sorry, line 44 and 45 both refer to base margins.
I'm sorry. To be clear, I meant in what we're about to do.
Oh, I see.
In what we're about to
Fair
do,
enough.
there's no more. Do I need, this is for the margin file name is doing this. Okay. I'm just going to grab this and this and this. Actually, I don't want the last piece. We're going to change this to super crop file right here. Super crop file. We don't need that. I don't need this. Hide scan crop UI. I want to actually put this line of code there. So we're just restoring the title bar because I think we use the title bar while we're working. So I don't need it there. Okay. And then this piece right here, because we're in super crop here, maybe I won't do this. What we need to do is we're going to say yeah, we're going to create one here that's called super crop images. Super crop images. And in this one, we don't need to find all the edges first. We're going to just find each individual edge. So I think we just need this get ready to apply crop. And then we don't need this either. Then we need to pass in an individual file to find crop edges. So it goes like this. This is where we could get realize, oh geez, it's super easy. That's what I'm looking for. Something like this.
We like that.
Yeah. So I want to pass a single file into both of these. Are they both going to be good? Oh, that feels and looks really good. So now my image cropper, when it finds the crop edges, that should set, find crop edges here. It should set, yeah, left margin, top margin, right margin, and bottom margin. It should totally do that. Okay, for each file. It's just going to do it with one. Progress scan % on progress changed. I don't want the progress changed on this one anymore though. My image cropper, I bet it's got a hook into that. I bet if we tap the next reference on this, we'll find a hook. There it is, right there.
Yep.
Okay, so I want basically this. Hey, if we're super cropping, there's my use for it, then return. Okay, so we're not going to care about that scan % on that because we're going to, each time we finish one of these, now we are going to need to add a to-do here, update the progress bar Now I could probably just write that now since I was just freaking there. Where was I? Here. Show scan progress, and now we want to show this percent. So we're going to say show scan progress, and then that means we need to do a counter here. Files processed equals 0. Let's increment it, and then let's do this divided by files.count. Okay. Hold on. What's going on with apply crop? What's going on with that base name going in there? What's happening with base name? It's a different name. Gotcha. That's kind of what I want to play with here. I want to, at least for, I don't think I want to overwrite. As we're moving, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to do that. Never mind. I'm going to replace them. But what I'll do is I'll create a backup before I do it. So we'll just copy we'll copy everything over here. Now I'm just hitting Control A. There we go. Control A. Copy. We'll put a backup of everything in here. New folder. Backup. Now we'll paste it all here. Okay, good. Right, let's go back over here. Okay, so we're going to apply the crop. Now, the other thing we need to do though is we need to figure out what its offset is at that particular point right there. So that offset is inside here, image cropper. So let me do one other thing because this is bugging me that this is not visible here. So we're going to call this super crop images. And you know what? This is going to return a list of these. Like that. We'll call it like that. All base margins. This is going to be, whoops, I'm at a list of, what is it, margin? Something? Is it base margin? What is it? What was it called? Let's go all the way back. I had the wrong thing in the clipboard. Margins. Huh. That's weird. IntelliSense didn't seem to want to help on that. Okay, good. So those are my base margins right there. Those are coming out of that. Super crop images. Jump back in here. That's what you're returning. RI gives me a result instance. And we're going to do this, and then we're going to say, well, actually, we want to create a new instance of it here. How you doing, Roy? Are you, everything good over there? Are you like, is this like, man, I'm never going to suggest to Mark again anything.
It's interesting to see the process because you've got a process that the first time through, you'd handed a list of files, essentially, and it was going to do a communal operation on all of them, which is why you've got that base file name. You have to calculate what the name was going to be, and then, you know, we are the nth file in sequence, and therefore we want the indices put back on and all that kind of stuff. Whereas now you're running, if I'm understanding, a sequence of, well, it's a slightly different operation in each case because you've got a different crop, right?
Yep.
You scan through all of them before and you get the same coordinate system for all of them. They all share the same one. Now you've got to go through it slightly differently, and it's just interesting seeing the variation between the two algorithms.
Yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it? Okay, so this part right here, the super crop, is going to collect all of the margins for each file and just add them to this result and return it. Okay, so there. Now we've got this base margins piece right here. Now we need something completely different here. This is like a write all text. There's got to be a way to do this with link that's fast. That's to get this file to get basically what I want. Basically the file. Well, I'll do it without link and then we'll see what it looks like. File contents. I'll come up with a better name in a second. We'll put that equal to string.empty. And then we're going to, we want to go through every margin inside of there. And then we're going to say file contents plus equals. Give me the quote. And this is going to be margins dot left and margins. The cool thing about this, by the way, though, is that we get cropping off the right and bottom for free because we're essentially always anchoring off of the top and the left. Okay, so we got this. I'll delete the space there and I'll throw in a \n right there. Okay, so for a new line. So this is my file contents. Then I'm going to come over here and do this. Like that. There's my file contents. My margin file name is going to have the root name plus the word offsets. Okay? Are we ready to run it, Rory?
I think we might be.
You feeling good?
I am feeling very positive.
Oh, good. Well, let me dash all that hope in a minute here. We'll set a breakpoint right here. We'll step through it the first time, see how it's all working. Here's my breakpoint. Here it is on the other screen. I'll bring it up here. So we're going to open first. We're going to go into weapons, boomerang. That's my candidate. Here we go. I am going to have to rename these and put them in a different folder because of the cache problem we saw at the beginning of the show. But we'll worry about that in a second. All right, there we are. So now I'm going to hit super crop. Now the only thing I'm not sure about is what happens to this red line around here. Are we going to see that jump? Probably not, because we didn't write any code to actually do that. All right, so here we go. Let's go in. All right, so here we go. We got our directory name. That looks right. The root name is boomerang. That's good. And 181. Okay.
Okay.
I thought there were 180. Let me just double check that. Boomerang. 181. My bad. Do I got 180 of the other one as well? Yep. 181 of those of the magic as well. Okay, my bad. Okay, so that's good. Now we're going to super crop images. Okay, get ready to apply crop. We're just going to set some UI pieces here. We got the progress scanning files. That's just going to go straight out there. Okay, fine. Get ready to apply crop is done. Now we're going to go through here, find crop edges, apply crop. And at this point, if we jump out here, that very first one should be very tiny. Please be tiny. That's not tiny at all.
No, it's the same size.
What's the file? Maybe it's not the one we think it is. Boomerang 000, weapons, boomerang 000. Let me double click it. Yeah, file size is the same. Maybe we got a bug. Looks like we got a bug. Dang.
Yeah, nothing's changed there.
So, image cropper, what's going on with you?
Does the image cropper actually
margins.
save it out?
It's got margins that are correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it totally saved it out. Let's go look at it. Apply crop. Crop file. Eventually we get here, right? No reason not to.
Yep, but target file name, of course, is potentially not the value of what we had coming in, because that's what it's targeting with crop file. So we've got base name. If it's not null, determine the use indices. I can't remember.
That's what we false
it should. Well, if it's false, then we're going to go target file name is basename.png. Will basename include the triple digits, or have we just created a new file with no numerical suffix, just a boomerang.png?
That's super interesting. No, it doesn't look like we created it.
Okay.
But, you know, let's set a breakpoint here and get into the next one. So now, no, here we go. Here's the file. What's the target file name? Target file name is null.
No.
Okay. So it's because base file name is null. So
Okay.
target file name is null. Let's see what's happening going on in here. Target file name null.
Oh, look at the path on the boomerang. It's 001, but it's in D drive _boomerang. Is that a deliberate temporary location? Oh no, I see what it is. Sorry, the tooltip has contracted it. That's all.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're good. That looks good. The file name looks good. Target file name is empty. Let's go through here and take a look at this. We've got, these are the margins, so that's all good. It says temp file name is get it. Then we delete it. Oh yeah, that was a weird thing. We have to delete it. Then we copy this over to the temp. Then we delete this one. Okay. Good.
This is an interesting set of workarounds you've got here.
There's my file. Yeah, I don't remember why we needed that, but it's in there now. We're doing a clone of it with the cropped image. Okay. Replacing the file. We are. So the target path is equal to the path. Okay, cool. And then we say cropped image, which should be right. Target path and the target file name, which is that. So we combine the two together.
That looks good.
And that looks like we're going to get a save. At the very least, even if it was wrong, the date time should change on that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if work file is temporary, delete the work file. So now we're deleting out of that local temp file. All right. What's happening? Why aren't we seeing any changes? Let's try again. Refresh by nothing there. All right, let's look at size. Whoa. Oh, wait. No, these are other boomerangs. I want to get from small to large. Oh, wait. Well, maybe not. These
are we very
giant.
definitely looking at the same file, same folder that we're operating against? This is, on your D drive as per the contracted tooltip.
Yeah.
Or have you got a copy you pointed at some point? Or
yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's,
okay.
I've considered that as well, but I don't think so. If we look at this and look at this whole thing, it's Dropbox, DX, Twitch, CodeRush, Mr. Announcer Bot, Overlay Manager, Triple Dub Root, Game Dev, Assets, Dragon H, Weapons, Boomerang 2 is what we're on now. So there it is there. Dropbox, DX, Twitch, CodeRush, Mr. Announcer Bot, Overlay Manager, WW Root, Game Dev, Assets, Dragon H, Weapons, good. Boomerang, Backup. There's no other that I know of that's a duplicate
Backup.
of this. Yep.
You're looking inside of Backup.
Oh.
There we go. Those two are fantastically looking zoomed in versions of things now.
Don't pay attention to this guy gets. Don't even look at me. It's not me. The code's fine. The code is fine. I am not clearly fine.
Look at those beautiful results that are perfect first time.
There you go. Look at that. That's sweet, isn't it? All right. So now I'm going to just clear that and run. And then come over here and take a look at this beautiful, beautiful world that I'm sure I'm creating. Come on. How are we doing here?
I think frequently the results of changes are not reported whilst lots of changes are still going on.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing evidence of this thing running in the piece that we've got out there. There it is, right there. So you can see it right there.
That's good. Look at that.
This is a mess, though. This thing is kind of a little bit of a mess, but all right. So now that's done.
So the process is perfect, but you don't like the progress bar.
Yeah, I don't like the progress bar. All right, so now let's grab any one of these. Let's just double click on it and we'll open it up because I think it'll load up faster than. All right, there we go. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, cool. Way better than this. Okay, thanks so much, Roy, for pointing out that I was in backup. this is why you're here. What else? Here's the boomerang offsets.
Okay, so we're expecting a line with what, 181 lines of information in it? Give or take?
Yeah. There you go.
That looked pretty good. Yeah.
181. So that looks good. Yeah, already way better. Okay, cool. So then that's good. So we say that part is done. Is what it does.
Okay,
this
has generated some good and optimal data.
Yeah. This one's taken a really long time to give me all of these guys here. I'm a little bit concerned about the speed of Windows Explorer because I have one of the fastest machines in the world. You can buy, you know, sub $5,000, I think. And the fact that that's taken so long, it's like, what? It doesn't make sense to me at all. Okay, so looks like that's working. Let's open up also the magic as well in here. Here we go. We're getting some more of these are coming in.
Yep.
What's the size of this?
Oh, yeah. There you go. A whole bunch has come through now.
So this is half the size of the piece before. And what do you want to bet that once I throw PNG Gauntlet at it, they'll get even tinier? So they're definitely dropping in sizes. So that's awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Like so much better, right, Rory? And so much better than this, right? So let's do the same thing with this. We're going to open up this. We're going to super crop it and go. And then that's going to run through it. Am I going to see any progress here? It looks like no. Is that because of...
I feel like each attempt is 100% now, because you're not throwing a batch of like 180 files, you're throwing 180 batches of one file, is that?
I think the problem is an int divide, is what I think this is. I think it's 0. Oh, wait, num files processed. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's telling me the answer is 0. Yeah, because I think we have to do a typecast here, like to a double. So CD should give me CD should give me that. And will that now work? And what is this looking for? It looking for an int, so I have to recast. Oh, I see. 100 times that. Let's see how we get there. Now run. There we go.
Yeah, that's better.
I don't really like those lines. They're kind of moving all over the place, but it's kind of fun. And like I said, I don't care. I'm just like, we're getting stuff done. It's kind of fun to watch it chase it. All right, one last one that we've got to do the super crop on, and that is our magic front. I think there it is right there. Go super crop. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about fixing that. Okay, next, we want to switch over. While that's working, we're going to switch over into Typescript. And we're going to figure out how to make this work. We've got this called a new weapon, is what we have. I think I want to throw in one more property here, which is super cropped. Super cropped, set it equal to false. And then what I want to do is take super cropped and put it in over to add weapon. And then let's go do the same thing in add weapon, which is right down here, like that. And right here.
A few moments later.
So how was Easter for you guys? Easter was intense over here at the Mangicotti Miller household. We had every Easter for us is like, we do like an amazing race. You ever see that show, Roy? Have you heard about it at all?
That sounds familiar, but I can't recall quite.
Done by the same producer Mark Burnett, who did Survivor and The Apprentice.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we do something a little bit like Amazing Race, where where the kids have to, their Easter egg hunt is a series of clues they have to find out, solve, and the clues were for a a multi-level Sudoku puzzle that was laid out on the floor with every tile being a character place, that at first appeared to be a crossword puzzle. Then the kids figured out it wasn't crossword, it was Sudoku with letters instead of numbers. And there was a hidden message, and there was a second hidden message after they found a cipher to go do it, to then, get them the secret passphrase that was then revealed their prizes. And so that's what happened. That's what it was like. It sounds complicated. Yeah, it's complicated.
So people should have to work for chocolate. That's the basic logic, right?
Yeah. I guess I'll give you
Gotta burn some calories somehow, right?
Yeah, I'll give you a sense of like how insane it was here. Yeah. Is it this guy? Yeah, it's this guy. Here we go.
As usual, it was all planned out in PowerPoint ahead of time.
Here it is, right here. Secret phrase. This is what they had to unload right here. These were some of their clues. Cool donut. Towel dunk. Nuked owl tea. Right? All of these say these 9 different letters and 9 different squares, brought to you by We Know You Ltd. These are all anagrams. UK letdown. Right. This is the guy. I don't know. Do you know who this is, Roy?
I would have to guess King George.
Yes, it's the guy it's the actor who plays King George in Hamilton on Broadway.
Okay.
So anyway, at any rate, these are all anagrams for the same 9 letters. Then they get this one right here, which are these crossword clues that they're getting right here, like dot spelled backwards, things like that. They have to fill all these in. They're thinking it's a crossword is what they're thinking at this point. These are things that I printed out right here so I could, print these out large screen and lay them out on the tiles in there. Here's the solved board. Yeah, these are where the secret messages are right there, in those squares right there. This is the starting layout for the board. What else do we have in here?
What was the time investment in the creation of this, do you reckon?
It was maybe a couple hours for sure. It was easily a couple hours to get all this right. I had to double check everything to make sure. So this is so here, we need to look out was the first part of the phrase. And when we did this, Karen and I were talking about this. We're like, oh man, next Easter, it's going to be like a horror themed Easter egg hunt. Because right now it's like we need to look out, like for what? Where there'll be clues about their imminent demise and things like that.
Yeah.
And then here, this is the part that the cipher needs to be used on. And here's one of the clues right here that says use your cipher to figure it out, right? And so they had to use Sudoku rules to solve this right here. There's another one. After they found that phrase, choose your next combination carefully. Some of your talents, some of your mind, some of your ages, all of the above. By the way, this riddle brought to you by We Know You Ltd. That's also an anagram, and it appears across the bottom. See, We Know You Ltd. right here, like that. Also, everything here that's highlighted in blue, those were individual clues. You're not seeing them here. Where are they? They're showing up on a set of Easter clues. I'll give you a sense of what that looks like. That's near the end. It was really fun. Right here, this holiday treat's good for all things. Song for all seasons is the tune this tree sings. So you see this out of the shape here? It shows up here. So now they know where to put those letters when they get that clue. But also, this clue tells them where to go to find the next clue. So it's a hunt as well. So that's kind of what's going on. So it's like, I think there was something like 9 or 10 clues like this. They go through right here, telling them what's going on. There's another puzzle cipher inside of this here. Then at the very end, they get in, they think it's going to be it. And then they can see this sign. It says, Happy Easter, suckers. Sorry we missed you. Perhaps you were late. No prizes for you. 0 zip zilch on your plate. Time to sit down around the basket of eggs, make your little frown, and cross your little legs. Do it now if you're able. Cry your little baby tears. Then look inside the table while you dash away your fears. So that's where their final prize was. But the kids are like this. They're just like, skip, 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 read down. Oh, look inside the table. They just look at there. They don't even see what's it. So I'm like, next year, I'm going to get those kids. Next year, we'll make them, we'll be like, Mwah! Like a voice playback or something like that. So yeah, it was a little intense over here. But in general, successful, right? We had multiple ways to solve the puzzle. You know, everybody was using their skills together. It was really fun.
That's cool.
Okay, let's see if we can get moving on this stuff. Now, we need to continue on here. Super crop. We need to pass that in as well. So what do we got? The next one is hit floor function. I'm going to say, is it undefined what I'm passing in? I always have to be careful because undefined is not the same as null. And I want it to be exactly the same as what the default parameter is if nothing is specified. What does that mean? Oh, I don't know what that means.
That's a definition of nullable, isn't it?
Okay.
But hang on, no.
Yeah, maybe you're
There's
right.
no type to it, though.
Right.
Nullable what?
What's going on here? Why don't you like this? Default parameters should be last.
Right, because you've not got any values being assigned to the ones after. You've got to move it to the final parameter.
Yeah, I think I want to change this and set it equal to null right now. So at least I'll know, because I'm seeing how it's still. Oh, because this is private. I don't get that. This is a default parameter. Is it because I have the word private here?
Maybe.
I remember Coding Gorilla helping me out with this. At any rate, I want to come out here and say supercropped is equal to false. I'm going to do that. Just going to pass in null, null, and then super cropped. Got some generation. What the heck's going on here? Project contained errors. You see the error list for details. I guess it's just background generation is what's happening. Hitting escape to get back to where I thought I was, but I guess I didn't drop a marker. So I'm going to change this to null. Null. Super cropped is going to be false. Sorry, super cropped is going to be super cropped.
Yes.
That's what's going to be. Okay, cool. All right, good. Now back in Sprites, we got super cropped coming in. That means we're going to do something different. And I think we have to load up that offset file immediately.
Yeah. We need the file because we're going to replace our, well, I guess our origin X and Y, right?
Yeah, actually, we might want this
based.
even to pass it into part now that I think about it, actually. Part is where we actually say, let's go load some images up. And in load images, we pass in true means load only one. We come down in here and what's going on here? We set it here, we push the image. Where's our load call? New image. Is there a second call to load only one? Oh, there is. Okay. Then we hook up the on image loaded piece right here. So yeah, this is part is what it is. So what I want to do is I want to load that thing up if super cropped is true, which means I need to pass it in. And I think it's going to just look like, it's kind of look like the same thing here. That would super crop like that. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's go back over here. We're going to pass in super cropped right in there. Super cropped. Sweet. Okay, now inside super cropped, we need to load up that data from that file. If super cropped, well, we got to find a file name. Let's do this. Console log, and we're going to say is super cropped. I just want to throw this out here right now so I can just verify I'm getting out here. Everything is cool. Let's save this. Creature cropper is done. We can get rid of that, I think. Let's go. We'll load up new instance of Chrome. Drag in front overlay. Should see that text out here in the console. No. Why not? I don't understand that. Okay. Do I need to do that? No, nothing still. Close down Monster Asset Builder. Just double check that code. That's where we want to be. Let's go to Dragon Front Game. Load new weapon. It's in Dragon Game.
Super opt all in place. Call to that, however, is
it's not set to true here. That's my problem. All right, save, refresh, and now still none. Empty cache and hard reload. There it is.
There we go.
Sweet. Okay. Next.
Okay, good.
We want to open those up. Good. Also, the file name doesn't have any extension on it, so it looks like all we need to do is add that extension to it. How do we load a file in TypeScript? Anybody remember how? Text file, I should say, maybe. Oh, you know, I had a moment, a dream where I wrote this instead of like this, I wrote it as a JSON file instead. Read file sync. That's what people seem to like. Any other big numbers down here? Ooh, ooh, ooh.
This is Node.js though.
Yeah, okay, which we're not doing. Do we need to do that import piece up there? I'm not sure if we do. I've never really done that before. That's interesting too. All right, let's try this. I just presume I put my imports up at the top. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, I mean, this is essentially like a using statement.
Yeah,
right, in
says,
C#.
Can't find module
So-
FS or its corresponding
And I
type declaration.
I'm trying to remember now. In Node.js, you've got an awful lot of .js files and stuff that sort of are the framework, if you like, and therefore you're declaring you'd like to use a portion of that framework.
That's what we got here. Yeah, I don't want to use.
I
the
think we've got
framework.
to. I think we've got to treat the text file as a resource like anything else on the internet, and then reach out and do a kind of a get on it, similar to how our image tags are used for the PNGs themselves, because they're not local in theory
right
to the JavaScript that's running. It's on the. I'm not sure how you get to the content of it though.
file reader. Can I do that? Let's see if I can do that. Oops. Anybody complaining about a file reader yet? Nobody complains about the file reader? Okay, that's sweet. I feel like I'm onto something with this, and I was not with this. All right, let's go into here. File reader.
Right, so our only thing we need to be careful there is that we're doing a reader.onload and we're setting it to a function. So the suggestion is that when that gets called, the code internally will run.
Yeah.
But that might happen at some later point in time. You
Right.
can't presume that that will happen in line now.
I'm not worried about it because what I'm going to do is I'm going to initialize the array of offsets now, and so there'll be 0, and then later when that's loaded, it'll replace that data with the good data.
Okay.
And then, so it might initially show up in the wrong spot, and then it'll jump to the right spot once that's loaded.
This is very similar to our other load on demand
Right.
logic.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. But I'm, there we go, reader.read as text. There we go, that's a piece I'm missing right there. Okay, so here we go.
Okay, so in fairness, that sort of negates my previous point. We are going to actually just execute reader's text immediately, which will lead to the onload, I guess, of the reader firing in some sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is async or not. If it doesn't have the async in front of it, is it possible that there's some asynchronous piece there? I'm not sure. So where's the selected file? Is going to be file name. Dot offsets, I think is what we called it. Like that. What's my problem here? What? It needs a blob? Wait, what was going on? This dot selected file is event target files.
Oh, wow.
Which is what?
It's so this feels like it's designed to attach to you know those sort of old school file uploader objects, a bit like a text box, but you can browse and then hit your local file system.
Okay. I don't understand why read as text needs a blob though. I'm like, wait, what is my blob? Read as data URL?
Well, because what happens is you sat in a browser and you hit the browse button and it allows you to navigate in a sort of a safe fashion the files on your local hard drive. So you nominate a file and you say go. So now the file object has a reference to that. And I think typically there's like a submit button on the form, and in the same way as text that you have in a text box is then submitted to the server, this file is submitted to the server and appears on the other side in like a key value pair, only the value is the blob rather than the content of the text block.
So I can't read. So are we thinking we're at a dead end? Is that what we're thinking with this? We have to go find something else?
This technique presumes we're doing it in a different way.
Okay, so back over here.
So I'm sort of in my head. I've just got this nagging feeling we should be using an AJAX call to go and get the known, the nominated. So in the same way, you see, when you create an image tag and you say source equals my file, you're inherently creating or getting the browser interpreter to make a request for that file. So we kind of need to create a request for our text file, if my thinking is correct.
Okay.
So now the question then becomes, well, we need to reference our server using something that says, go get me this text file. I'm trying to think, oh, that cannot be right. I'm just reading, so I'm doing all my own scanning everywhere, searching for the answer. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to import there. Yeah, I'm like, it can't be this hard if I'm already able to access the images, right? How hard can it be? I know the file's there. I've got his name. Here's how to create a
seeing
text
things
file
here
and write
suggesting
data
the use
into
of
it.
jQuery and stuff like that.
I want to do it without any load text images, without any, what, frameworks or something like this? What do we call those? Frameworks?
Okay.
Got something?
Well, I think we want an XML HTTP request.
Okay. Well, you were kind of saying that.
Or an XHR reader, I think I've seen it called before. Let me throw something into the chat in Skype here. That looks hideous, but at the same time, it's fairly pure, I think.
You got something in the chat?
Yeah, well, the Skype chat. I should have probably thrown it. I'll throw it in the other chat as well. So that creates a kind of a request object, and okay, I don't know so much about the add listener event, but it then opens, i.e. it does a get for an address, which is a text file. Now that's kind of what we want. And then we want to send our request. Presumably then there is a response. And I think maybe that's what they're talking about, the load.
Okay.
Where did I get that from? I'm going to pass the actual URL I got that from, which is far more sensible. This is on Mozilla. Wow, is this more overkill even than we need?
I'm just reading through this. I want to see if I can get... Yeah, here's this thing here as well. The input here, and input files of 0. It's like, I really like file objects inherit from blob. So that means I can create a file object from a path? That might be the solution too as well. TS create a file object from a path, from a local path. Can I do that? Here we go. What? No answers?
So?
Nobody wants to do this, just me. Although there's here. Uh-oh, I lost power.
I can still hear you.
Internet dying. Is my internet
Maybe some.
dying? No, I still hear you too, Rory. Oh, come on, guys. Are we ending the show?
Nice to have a warning first. That's unusual.
Yeah. I think we're ending the show, kids, if we don't get power back. All right, Rory. Well, buddy, that's too bad. I may come back.
I'm gonna keep looking around for this. I'll send you something if I find it.
All right. I've probably got about 2 minutes for power to come back on. I'm going to just do this. I'm going to keep going, and we'll see. And if you lose me, you know why.
Yep.
And all right. So this is.
How's that? Is that the same one you've got? I've thrown into the normal chat, not the Skype one. How to read a text file from a server using JavaScript. To all intents and purposes, from within a web page, you are looking to read a text file that is on your server.
Yeah.
That is maybe a more complete version of that.
There's a lot of weird stuff here. I don't think I need any of that.
I think this is what we wrap into a utility function. So, is this? I'm looking at the one voted 9 upvotes.
Except for because it's not that. Let's see, 9. This one right here using Ajax.
So that's basically it's saying reach out to this URL, and then send that request, and then on response, make sure that it's a 200 response, i.e. everything worked, and then take JSON file.response text, the text you care about, and then do something with it.
All right, let's take a look at that and see if we can make that work. Let's see, read offsets. Yeah, it looks like we're about to die, guys.
Make sure you save everything that you've got there, Mark, just in case.
Yeah, done. Saved. Yeah, we're dying, kids. I'm going to shut everything down. I'm starting to get my warnings that we're getting serious. My power supply backups are getting serious, that I should do something about this. Everything's beeping. So we'll get a raid off real quickly here if I can. And Rory, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
No problem.
A week from today.
Yeah. All right. Have fun.
All right.
See you then.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.